Alright guys, welcome back. Real quick, I wanted to go over a trade that I took today. Actually, I took multiple trades here on JNUG. And this has been one of my big winners. Like, this has been one of my best patterns that I've traded really, really well this year. So for those that have followed the Parabolic Trading Bootcamp or some of the lessons I've kind of shown in the past, I we all know that there's three parts to the market day, right? There's the opening, which is from 9:30 to 10:30. Then we have the middle of the day, which is 10:30 to usually 1 o'clock, sometimes a little bit later, a little 2 o'clock. And then you have the end of the day, which is from 1 or 2 till 4 o'clock, right? So, and again, certain patterns that we teach work certain times of the day. So some of the patterns that we use for the opening of the market won't necessarily work in the middle of the day. Likewise, some of the patterns that we use for the middle of the day don't work as well in the early part of the day, right, for the opening. So I wanted to kind of go over what I've done here with JNUG today. So JNUG, I was expecting it to kind of open up a little bit strong and then kind of fade off, which it did. So we see here it pushes up, right? It pushes up here from 83.55 up to about 84.75, right? So it pushed up about a buck, right? And I'm thinking like, okay, cool. So I thought about shorting here, but I just really wasn't sure because again, with JNUG doing the reverse split yesterday for 1 to 10, I just didn't know how it was going to play today. So instead of chasing and jumping in to either side, I waited until the stock gave me the ability to decide what was going to be the best play for me, right? So of course, when it started to roll over here, it got back down here. It kind of broke below the other candle, the opening candle, and I thought, well, it might be a good time to try to short it, but I still wasn't sure, right? And by the time I decided, yeah, it would have been a good play, well, I'm already too far from the 9 EMA for me to start to get in. So it pushed over here, right? We got like a nice little. I really can't even call this a bear flag because it's not really three candles to the side. On a 2 minute chart, it kind of was, but again, right here, it pushed it over, and at this point, I'm still not real sure, right? Because the wick on this candle, it just keeps piercing the 9. So I was like, well, not gonna happen for me. So it pushes down again, right? And at this point, I'm kind of really kicking myself in the ass. I'm thinking, man, I really missed. Then we have another little bear flag here. We got the 9 EMA right on top of it, right? This would have been a perfect entry. And in 5 minute candle, you went from 81.02 all the way down to 77, 87, yeah, around that 77, 85 mark. Man, that would have been a nice short, like in less than 5 minutes, right? You could have ripped, $3 and some change in 5 minutes. But I didn't really like that, right? The big red candle, it was nice, but I'm thinking like at some point it's gonna get down. People are gonna see it as a deal because we already know we were earlier at 85, right? So I'm thinking people are gonna start piling in. So I took a couple. I took a couple of long positions, right? So I took a small position here just because I didn't want to go all in. I'm waiting for it to kind of prove to me, right? So I happened to catch it down here at the bottom. Then it pushes up, right? Pushes up, pushes up. See, I tried to short here. Like I was going to short here, right? And then I was like, nope, it's not going to happen. And I went ahead and entirely reversed my position. So it pushes up, and I caught it right here, right? So this is my small position, and then I went large up here. I went full size position. I think this was about 70. We'll call it 78.17, right? And it pushes up, and I'm thinking like, man, I don't even start scaling out until I get up here. Then I'm thinking like, you know what? We remount to the 9. I re-added back my shares. Not a crazy amount. I just re-added back some. Pushed up. Man, I kept selling some there, and I was going to re-add some more because I kept thinking like, man, it's gonna bust up here. And then at this point, it come back, pushes up. At this point, I'm thinking like, all right, so I'm out of my shares, right? I'm I have very very little left. And at this point, right, so up here, I'm thinking like, man, this is awesome, right? So I'm thinking like we've got a VWAP fader, right? It comes up, hits there. Now this green candle pops above the VWAP line. Little concerning to me, right? Because I'm thinking maybe I'm still going to be long, right? At this point, I didn't have a lot of crazy shares left, so whatever I had left was going to get canceled out once I took a short position. So as soon as I got up here, man, oh my lord, like I started to go large. As soon as I got down below this VWAP and it started holding, I went large, right? So I went large right about here. It was about, I think I don't have my chart in front of me. or I don't have my journal in front of me. It was about 80, about this area, about 80, 89, 89, 80, $80.90, right? Took that, man. Look at that. Took a little quick one off there because this wick just scared me. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take a little bit off there. Took a little bit off there, waited for it to kind of prove to me again, and then it just pushed down, and it pushed down, and it pushed down. And I'm thinking, wow, we're gonna bear flag again, and we're gonna go down even further, right? Started to come back up, bought some. Look at this, man. I'm like, all right, cool. So at this point, I'm out of the trade, right? So I shorted it from up here at around 80, like what did I say, 80, 90, something like that, all the way down here, right? And then I kind of started covering. I covered half there, and I covered the rest there. But man, like just what a rip. I ripped up to the upside, and then I ripped it down to the downside. So this is the whole point of this lesson here is the VWAP fade is phenomenal, right? Like if you can catch something as it goes up here, I mean, look, you can tell there was just no way it was going to bust through the VWAP. Look at the move. The move started down here. There's no way it's going to make a $4 move and then keep going. It's going to need it at the very least. It's going to consolidate sideways, but it didn't. Like as soon as it got up here, man, people are like, oh, okay, let's short it again, and then they just shorted it right down. So again, the reason I wanted to show you this is because the VWAP fade is something that happens almost every damn day. Just like the opposite to the long side, the VWAP bounce, right? So the VWAP bounce is where you got a stock, it comes up, it's up here, and then it comes down, hits the VWAP, and then pops up, right? Now we've also, man, there was like just so many, like you had nice short, you got plenty of bear flags, pushes up, gets rejected at the VWAP, comes down short there. Then it comes up here. Now we've got a sizzler, right? So it makes us move all the way up here, comes back, and then crosses over the VWAP. Man, listen, the one thing I try to teach all my students, and this is the one thing that I've had to really work hard to discipline myself on, is that the old me a year ago would have chased this up, and then I would have chased this down, and then I probably would have gotten crushed, right? Or I probably would have chased down here. I would have saw this big giant candle. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to go further down. I would chase it, and then I would get stopped out, or I would get crushed, or I wouldn't have a good enough stop. And again, that's the difference between me trading a year ago and me being a trader now. Is that now I've learned that I've had the ability to discipline myself, so I'm not chasing things to the upside or the downside. And I've also learned that if it's a good stock, if it's something that you want to be in, if it's something that's worth your time, your mental capital, your financial capital, it's going to give you multiple opportunities. And if you're smart, you don't need to have a watch list of 20 different stocks that you want to play, right? If you can have one or two stocks on your list that give you the play that you're looking for, again, I ripped to the upside, and then I shorted down to the downside, right? And then of course some of these other ones here are ones I've taken like on my demo account, because I'm like, man, I just want to see if these are going to work. But these other ones, these are live trades. These are live trades that I actually took. So how amazing is that? You could rip anywhere from if you would have caught it at the at the body of the candle here, you could have caught it around 70, almost $78, ripped it all the way up to the VWAP for almost $4 rip, right? And then from a $4 rip up here, you rip it down even further from from almost 81 all the way down here to 70, almost 76, right? You're in that 76 area. You could have ripped $4 to the upside and then $5 to the downside, and you would not have had to play any other stock today. You would have made your day easily. So again, I just wanted to stop and share this with you real quick here. This is the pattern that we teach our students, and if you actually attend our webinars, our free webinars, these are patterns that I show you how to hit, and I show you the examples on how to hit these VWAP patterns so that you can get the most bang for your buck. And we will be having a webinar shortly. I believe it's going to be on this Monday night at 8 o'clock. I'm not sure if it's going to be here on YouTube Live or if it will be through our GoToMeeting site. I will let you know. I will actually update the description below and let you know exactly where the location of the webinar is going to be, so you can come learn how to trade the VWAP, right? To trade the VWAP to the long side or the downside, right? And again, you can actually use this pattern the absolute next day, right? Preferably you spend some time practicing it, but you literally could use this pattern almost every single day and make money, right? But you also have to be aware that in the middle of the day, sometimes you're not going to get the range that you would in the opening, right? The opening is really, really hot. Unfortunately, the middle of the day, price discovery's already occurred. A lot of the volatility is kind of worn off, and of course in the middle of the day people take lunch, people have already had their hot morning, so either that they've either won or they lost or they kind of given up for the day. But again, there's some great opportunities in the middle of the day, so don't just trade the open and then think, hey, my day's over. Because if you stick around and if you're patient, and that's the one thing that I'm trying to really teach my students as well as continue teaching myself, is if I continue to be patient, opportunities will present themselves. And if I'm alert and I'm on the ball, man, I'll be able to rip and make some serious coin. So again, I will update the description and let you know where Monday night's webinar will be. I'll go over the VWAP play so you can actually use this in your day trading, and maybe if you're not having this in your arsenal now, you can add it to it. And perhaps maybe if you already have learned it from somewhere else, hopefully I can bring something new to the table for you that maybe your previous trainer didn't teach you, or something the book that you read didn't teach you, or something that you just kind of figured out on your own, right? So there's a lot of self-taught people in this game. Unfortunately, it's a lot of trial and error. So come show up Monday night and let me take the error out of it, right? There'll be no trial and error. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this each and every day. All right, so thanks a lot, guys. And if you could do me a favor, smash that like button, and of course subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Again, I don't mind doing these, but I want a little bit more interaction, because again, I want to be able to help as many people possible on YouTube that want to learn how to trade, whether or not they're my students. I really don't care. I'm not in this to make money. I'm just in this to educate, right? I'm an educator at heart. I don't care so much if people join my boot camp. I don't care if people pay me for my trade alerts. Only thing I really kind of care about is educating other people, because really that's what I'm in this for. I'm a teacher at heart. I'm a former high school teacher, so I care about making people financially literate, right? I want you all to be literate when it comes to your finances and how to create that financial independence for yourself, so you're not working for the man, or so you're not subjected to coronavirus or the next virus that comes along. I don't want you to be subjected to being laid off, right? I want you to own your life. I don't want you to rely on the government to be there for you for anything, right? I'll tell you right now, I have made more money in the past couple months that this whole corona thing's going on than I did all of last year, right? I've made more money this year, and it's only almost the end of April, right? I've made more money now than I made the entire last year. Right? So, and again, I have the rest of this year to go, and I'm thinking like, damn, like I'm excited. So again, hope to see you Monday night. And again, and if you can gain something from this, awesome. Anyways, please hit the like button and subscribe. Take care, guys.